awful. It was the worst time of my life. I was crying for my mother. I did not think anybody loved me anymore.
Because at the time I didn't look bad, but I was just like so empty. Like you would look at me and you wouldn't even see like me. Like you would just see like somebody there. I just told the girl, like, I have a sister your age. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be damned if I saw my sister out here on the streets. You know, like, there's just no way.
We definitely see young people who are literally kidnapped off the street, but often it looks like a kind of friendship initially, a relationship, an intimate relationship, until the violence begins.
If I could say one thing to the public that did not know about what was happening, it would be to let them know what's happening in our community and that they have an opportunity, better, we have an obligation to protect these children.
I mean, if we think about indoctrination as kind of what we see in cults, and kind of that process of initial love bombing and you feel like your needs are being taken care of, or somebody's speaking to the needs that you feel like haven't been addressed. But very soon they develop a dependence upon the person. And then once that person has a level of kind of, you've developed some dependence, the manipulation starts.
These pimps are convincing these girls to get involved. They're victimizing them, they're forcing them, they're beating them. We had a couple cases where they were kidnapped and they were actually brought to San Diego with the intention of coming down to San Diego to party, but what the girls hadn't realized was that the guys had arranged to trade them for drugs.
Just as far as like, okay, there's a lot of things that happen out there. A lot of like abuse, a lot of, you know, like violence. I had numerous things happen to me out there that it just started to like kind of take a toll.
I think people would be shocked to understand that teenagers, preteens, young boys and girls are falling prey in places where you wouldn't suspect would be dangerous. The malls, the beach, places where young people hang out, they're subject to recruiting or being talked to by people that may come across as innocent but are really trying to work towards involving them in prostitution.
We have heard horror stories of kids where they have gone out to a party and they never came back. They got into a car and they never came back home.
They're children. They don't know how to speak. They are suffocating in their pain. And it's our responsibility as adults to give them their air, to give them their space, to give them their place to breathe and a safe place. And we don't do that.
And I believe once you become aware, just by the very human nature, you're compelled to do something about it. Once you realize what's happening with these children, to turn your eye on that, I think is a travesty.